Do you really need an LLC to start your business? Or is it just another fancy acronym people throw around to sound official? Here's the truth. If you're selling anything, offering services, or even thinking about turning your side hustle into real income, skipping the LLC could be the most expensive mistake you don't realize you're actually making. Let's talk about why, and I promise, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly whether your LLC is right for you and your business, and more importantly, when you actually form one. And before we dive in, this video is sponsored by Zen Business. It's a platform that makes forming your LLC simple, affordable, and stress-free. I personally use them myself for the past 5 years to handle my own paperwork and filing. It's a solid service that lets you focus on actually growing your business instead of drowning in legal paperwork. But more on that later. Let's get into why an LLC matters in the first place. And so an LLC stands for a limited liability company. What that really means is legal protection with flexibility. Think of it as a legal shield between you and your business. If your business gets sued or runs into debt, your personal assets like your car, your savings, and your home are protected. Without an LLC, there is no separation. You are the business. Now imagine you know a small business owner that lives in your area. They're running a consultancy company as a sole proprietor. Things are going great. Steady clients, consistent income, and business is booming. Then one day, a client claims they didn't meet the contract terms and files a lawsuit. Because there's no LLC, that lawsuit isn't just against the business, it's against her personally, which means her personal bank account could get frozen and her savings are on the line. And it could take months to resolve, cost thousands of legal fees, and stress nearly pushing her to quit. All of that could have been avoided with a properly structured LLC. And the good news is that setting one up doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, with Zen Business, you can get your LLC filed in minutes, and they make sure everything is done correctly from the start. They even offer a worry-free guarantee, which is the main reason why I chose to use them as my formation service 5 years ago. And get this, when you're just starting out, the last thing you want is more paperwork, more fees, and more complexity. But here's what most people don't think about. When you run your business as a sole prop, you have no protection, no buffer, and no safety net. One upset client, one missed refund, or one payment dispute gone wrong, that becomes a personal financial problem. And it can happen faster than you think. And honestly, even if you never get sued, there are other massive benefits to having an LLC that most people completely overlook. So let's get into them. The first reason for having an LLC, you look legit, and that actually matters. Let's be honest real quick. When people see LLC after your business name, it hits different. It tells customers, clients, banks, and partners that you're serious, professional, and credible. Whether you're pitching a client or applying for funding, having an LLC gives you instant legitimacy. I've talked to so many founders who said they didn't feel like a real business owner until they got their LLC paperwork back. There's something about it that makes it feel official, not just in your head, but a real idea to you and everyone else around you. And here's the thing, perception matters in business. If you're competing for a contract against someone who has an LLC and you don't, they have a better chance than you of winning that bid. Plus, having an LLC makes it way easier to build relationships with vendors and partners. And with Zen Business, you can have your LLC up and running quickly, so you can start presenting yourself as a legitimate business you are without any delay. Reason number 2 why you want an LLC, and this one is massively overlooked, is that with an LLC, you can access more grant funding. If you don't have an LLC, you are automatically locked out of big ticket grants. Let me repeat that. Most real business grants require you to be a legally registered business. We're talking about grants worth $20,000, even $50,000 or more. And this is money you don't have to pay back. And here's the part most people don't even realize. Right now, there is at least $10,000 in grant funding that you're perfect for, but are missing out on simply because you don't have an LLC. Not because your idea isn't good, not because your business isn't ready, but because you're not legally set up properly. Grant funders from the government, private foundations, and corporate programs want to see that you're legitimate, compliant, and ready to manage the grant funds responsibly. And having an LLC helps you check those boxes. And so if you are even slightly interested in winning more than $10,000 in grant funding for your business, getting an LLC is not optional. And this is exactly why using a service like Zen Business is helpful. They don't just file your LLC, they also help you with all the other setup steps, like getting your EIN and opening up a business checking account. Everything you need to set up to unlock funding can be handled in one place. Reason number 3 is tax flexibility. This is where LLCs really shine. And it's something a lot of new business owners don't even know is possible. An LLC gives you options. You can be taxed as a sole proprietor, a partnership, or even an S-Corp when it makes sense. Let me break that down. By default, an LLC is taxed as a sole proprietorship, which means your business income flows through to your personal tax return. That's simple. But as your business grows and you start making more money, you can elect to be be taxed as an S Corp. This allows you to pay yourself a reasonable salary and take the rest as distributions, which can save you thousands in self-employment taxes. That flexibility allows you to work with an accountant or tax advisor to reduce your tax bill as your income grows, something you simply can't do without a registered business. And even if you're not at that level yet, just having the option to optimize your taxes later is a huge advantage. You're setting yourself up for smarter financial decisions down the line. And reason number 4 on why you should want an LLC is because it's easier to manage your business income and expenses. And so if you want to accept payments through Stripe, Square, or PayPal Business, most banks and payment processors require a registered business entity. An LLC is the easiest and most flexible option to set up. And so separating your business and personal finances isn't just cleaner, but it helps protect you and helps keep your books organized, which means less stress when tax time comes around. And if you're wondering why this actually matters, if you're running everything through your personal bank account, tracking income and expenses will be a nightmare. Every time you need to do your taxes or track your profit, you're going to have to dig through months of transactions trying to figure out what was business and what was personal. But with a business bank account, everything is in one place. It's clean and it's professional. And when tax season rolls around, your accountant will thank you. In addition, building business credits is an easier process when you have an LLC than it is when you do not. In fact, it's very challenging, and most business credit experts will tell you not to go that path as it will cost you much more later on. The 5th reason why you should want an LLC is that it's more affordable than you think. A lot of people avoid forming an LLC because they think it's expensive and complicated. In truth, it's not when you know what to do. And so the actual state filing fees are usually between $50 and $300 depending on where you live. That's it. That's the baseline cost. And if the paperwork feels overwhelming, services like Zen Business can handle the entire process for you, from filing your articles of organization to acting as your registered agent. And so by using a company like Zen Business, you can outsource the complicated paperwork and focus on actually growing your business. The peace of mind alone is worth it because you're not worrying about if you filled something out wrong or you missed a deadline. Plus, with Zen Business, you can find the specific package for your needs. And so they have budget-friendly options up to a full service package that includes compliance, banking, and a website. So you can get what you need for your business. And so here's my honest take. You should form an LLC as soon as your business starts generating income or taking on any kind of financial or legal reason. This could mean you're signing your first client contract, you're accepting payments for products or services, or you're investing money into the business and want to protect yourself. Basically, if there's money changing hands or any chance of liability, it's time to form an LLC. And you're still figuring out your business idea or business model, then it's okay to wait. In fact, I would wait. But the moment things get real, don't put it off. And honestly, even if you're just testing the waters, having the LLC in place early gives you confidence, and it's an additional commitment that you're going to invest time in your business to make it profitable. And so that one mindset shift could be everything you need to go all in on your business. And if you're wondering if it's time to get an S Corp or C Corp, I would say hold off, as those come with a lot more complexity. Let's keep it simple with an LLC and scale from there. And so for most new businesses, especially solopreneurs, freelancers, or service-based businesses, the LLC gives you the most benefit as you get flexibility and protection with this entity. And so technically, do you need an LLC to start a business? The answer is no. But should you get an LLC? Yes, because it's a commitment and line in the sand that you're going to make your business a success. And so if you have a business idea that you're committed to, why would you not have an LLC? If you're like, Darcy, I'm ready to take my business seriously and protect everything I'm building, I recommend you check out Zen Business using the link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.